Hey friends, welcome to another episode of Sketchy Ideas, the live point-counterpoint video podcast where we illustrate, debate concepts surrounding leadership, personal development, business, sales, marketing, movies, you name it. We throw a little bit of anything, a little bit of a mixed bag most weeks. But we are here to help make sure you think twice before implementing that brand new idea you just found on the interwebs. Hi, I am Brad James.
And I'm Michael Rampolla.
And we are your hosts today. And with us, we have a very special guest. She's going to explain how she has been able to grow her business over the last 6 months so that you can take action just like she has. But before we get there, a word from our sponsors. Over to you, Mr. Rampolla.
Thank you. Sketchy Ideas is powered by Spirity. As a business leader, you are responsible for the success of your organization. And Spirity offers the one application-driven, strategic business transformation system that aligns your team and culture to keep everyone executing the right tasks and activities at the right time on a regular basis. As a result, you will optimize organizational behavior, which leads to consistently achieving and exceeding your business objectives. I know you're interested in that kind of transformation, growth, and success for yourself. So reach out to us at spirity.com so we can support you on that journey. Back to you, Brad.
And the thing is you don't have to do it alone. You might think you do, but you're wrong. Even the most organized people need some help every once in a while. Maybe you don't have time to keep up with social media, writing blogs, generating content, or running that marketing strategy you've been planning for the last 6 months or a year and just haven't made it happen. Tell you what, I got some friends over at my group of people who are extremely creative at Cream City Marketing. They want to eliminate the stress of doing all of that stuff so you can focus on what you're best at. Do me a favor, reach out to my friend Aaron over there at creamcitymarketing.com so they can take care of the stress so you can do the rest. And with that, we're going to dive into, and I'm very excited to introduce our friend, Susie Moon. Thanks for joining us today, Susie. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. It's so great to be here amongst some stars. Love it.
So today, Susie volunteered. Susie volunteered to enter the pit, the whatever you want to call it, our wonderful.
What's the word? Yeah, wow. Mm-hmm.
The labyrinth. Sure, we'll go with labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
Like
there
that.
you go.
Sure. The labyrinth to offer her suggestion, share with us her journey as to how she's gone through and grown her business over the last 6 months, and in fact, how she got started and where she's come. So with that, Susie, I guess for those of you who don't know you, who are you? What do you do? What's your magic power, your superpower, your sketchy idea?
Yeah, I got a lot of those. I mean, you guys are known for the sketchy ideas, but I've had a few of my own in the day. I think of that Virginia Slim slogan, "You've come a long way, baby." You know, when I think back at my journey of being an entrepreneur, I'm just a small town girl living in a lonely world, you know, cue the music. But I was in corporate for a long time, 25 years of corporate, and I just knew that I was meant to do more. So I founded a business in December of 2019 and like right before Christmas. So I think I made about $100 in 2019 from my business. It's like, whoo, go girl. And then, you know, so what I started at doing, I wasn't really sure what kind of business I was starting. I really didn't know. I knew I wanted to help people. I'm good with offering support, helping people get to their numbers, all that good stuff. You know, I was always in sales support, planning events, doing all the things for people, making things magically happen. And so I started doing that in 2020, got a few clients, worked on a lot of CRM systems and got people going. And then the second half of the year, I was always working with a coach too. You always need a coach. But I started working with Spirity in the second half of the year. Michael was my coach. And using the Spear app, I was able to start setting some goals and having a plan, which I needed more than anything, because I was just a hot mess tearing down the road. You just didn't know what, it was like the Tasmanian devil. That was me. And he helped me get on track and set some goals. I doubled my revenue the second half of the year from the first half, which was great. Loved it. And I was doing all those things. So I was really just a support person for coaches, for entrepreneurs that just get overwhelmed. Kind of like what you said about Cream City marketing. I was focusing on the things that people are not very good at. So, yeah. And so fast forward, 2021 is here, and I set more goals. Still working with Spirity, working with Darren. It's almost like working with mom and dad, like two separate, perspectives on things. Yes, it is for sure. And, I was able to set some higher goals, stretch those goals a little bit. So take the foundation that Michael gave me and really put it into action and set some. So my word of the year is build. So what I found out in 2020 was you can't always do it by yourself. I was trying to do everything myself, and I was so burnt out, so overwhelmed that I found, I just decided I need people. I need people to help me. So in the first half of the year, which we're still technically in, I started building a team to do all the things for me, so I could focus on my sketchy ideas and, stay true to my passion of helping people, connecting people. And it was awesome. So I have 10 contractors that work part-time for me, just here and there doing specific things. I have about 9 clients, and I really like the clients I have right now. They're amazing. I want to stick with that too, but I also at the same time want to grow and scale. So it's this balance of knowing what direction I want to go in. Spirity really keeps me on track, just bottom line. Yeah. And I've talked a lot. So you guys say something smart.
Susie, I think you're being very humble. Michael, help me out here.
Yeah.
You've seen the beginning and you see where she's at. So I think
that was a
being
giant
extremely humble.
Break. That was a giant humble break. I heard 2 times revenue. I heard 10x employee team, and client base, bigger projects, right? I mean, you give us the number, so I can't pointedly point back to you just how successful you are, but it is fair to say that the bigger clients, bigger projects, right?
Yeah. And so expanding our offerings. So taking something we weren't offering before and finding somebody, a contractor that knows how to do that. So we're a one-stop shop. That is kind of our mission. We want to be doing the things for everybody, be their wingman, being their sidekick. And I don't know if that's the direction I'm heading in the future, but right now it's working. So one of my goals for this quarter was to rename my business. Don't tell Darren, but I didn't do it yet. I'm still working on it.
You still have a few hours.
Trying to. I know. I could just take a couple shots. I'm sure things will pop up in my head.
Plenty of time. That's a good recipe. Good.
Yeah. So, but what I want to do is I want to build something that's repeatable, that services that you can have more than 5 people at a time coming into, that things that you can do, repeat, have recurring revenue for it, and make it streamlined. So I don't have to be the one doing all of the things. I'm still a little bit in it. My team is fabulous. They're so good. We're using Slack, we're using Asana, we're using Harvest to track all our time, like systems that I didn't even know existed or didn't even think about 2 years ago. you know? So I'm learning as I go. I'm building the plane as I fly it. And somehow it hasn't crashed yet. So woo, woo, woo. It's all good.
Can we go back? I want to go back to a little bit of tell me more, because you are a support person who is helping everybody else do the things that they're not good at. What was the point in your mind where you're like, you know what? I'm doing this for other people. I don't have anybody helping me do it. What was like the trigger point in your brain that said, you know what? It's good to have other people helping me, even though I'm doing the same thing for my clients?
That's a great question. I think I had that mindset shift before I started my business, because I was holding off on starting the business, of not thinking I was worth having my own business. Like, I was always working for other people in corporate, doing the things for them, making them successful. And I was okay being behind the scenes. But I think as I just gained more confidence, my mom was struggling with cancer. I was afraid to leave her side. You know, I was so nervous about doing my own thing and not being able to step away and be there for her. And then one of the things she said to me before she passed was, you know, Susie, just start your business already. Like, what are you waiting for? And so I finally had the courage and the oomph to go after it. So like, I feel part of it is I have her spirit running through me. She was a businesswoman. My parents owned a business, and now my brother is running it. And being an entrepreneur has been in my blood since I was little. So why I was afraid to do this at 45 years old, I don't know. But, you know, there's other people like this out there that are struggling and just afraid to take the leap. And now, what's holding you back? Like, what are you going to lose by trying? That's the fun part. But to go back to your question, Brad, I don't know if there was one thing. I think just the coaching and, you know, hanging out with people that are so much smarter than you makes you want to be them. Like, isn't it like the 5 people you hang around with are the people that you kind of like resonate with or whatever? Those people pushed me. And I remember doing the same thing when I was like a marathon runner. Yeah, I was. I did 3 marathons. I remember saying to someone, I'm never going to run a marathon. Have you seen me? I'm short and stocky. No way. No way. And like, by hanging out with them, they were like, of course you can do it, silly. I did 3 within like 16 months. So you are capable of way more than you think you are. And you just have to put on those bootstraps and go to it and start. So that's my advice to you. And I know I'm on a soapbox here, but hey.
We invited you. We actually, the soapbox is permanently installed in the virtual studio. We're just asking you to step up on it. It's good because you're saying to other people what you either heard and didn't believe or needed to hear, right? Yeah. And for the record, Mom knows best because, right, you right? Yeah. Like, you just needed one more go ahead, do it nudge. Yeah. Yeah. And then you're like, all right, now I'm flying. Now who can help me build these wings? And look where you are, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So who knows what's coming up.
So you made the shift. You began to do the work. Yeah. You were spinning. What then prompted to say, hey, maybe I should get a coach? Like how did that help you jump from being, okay, I'm running, I'm solopreneur, I'm Tasmanian devil, to now I'm the road runner, getting away from the Wile E. Coyote and dodging all the anchors and bombs falling down. What was the difference there?
I think anybody that is in business needs a coach. I think people in general need a coach. It's all about mindset. And if you're just, it made me stop thinking small and think of the possibilities. And some people like go to therapists and counselors, and that's great too, whatever works for you. For me, it was coaching. It was somebody pushing me out of my comfort zone, challenging me to do more. Michael, I remember those calls with you. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're crazy. And you made me focus on things that I wasn't comfortable with. I didn't want to talk about. and you kept me accountable. So it's having you need a person like that on your team.
So how did that adjust your business, right? Like walk through maybe, because it's still fairly fresh, it's considering how old your business is,
Yeah.
right? So tell me about the struggle of Crazy Michael, which I've witnessed and observed, and maybe a little bit, it feels a little bit, how did that feel initially, the first couple conversations?
Oh, it's uncomfortable. I think, luckily I knew Michael through the Idea Collective a little bit, but you just build a rapport with that person. And like, I feel like he's my brother now. Like I could give him crap whenever I needed to and call him on his BS too. Like,
Awesome.
But it's uncomfortable at first. You go through those first couple sessions because you're digging into you're looking back in a mirror on your life and your business. And it really opens up a lot of things for you, But
and then I put a data layer on top of that and I go, okay, that's nice. Those are feelings. Now here's what the numbers say, right? And you're like, no, I don't really like, I don't. Yeah.
Totally.
So how did the numbers help you? So once you got through the initial layer of emotions and feelings and dug down into the plan that you guys had laid out, how did that help you make, it sounds like, you doubled your business. So
yeah. It really, so
but that weight on the shoulder, feeling wise, how did that help, right? Once you began to see this plan work.
Yes. Yeah. And like having the plan of like written out or, in the app for you, just going by quarters and not planning like half a year out, because that's a long time in my head, doing a quarter at a time, having a revenue goal is one of your, your spheres, and just like picking out those pieces. Okay. So if I want to get to that number, what do I need to do? How much am I charging each person? How many clients do I need? How many prospects do I need to talk to each week? I mean, it's just those things that you're not always thinking about as a new business owner. Like, oh, I need a pipeline like 3 times what the number of clients I'm going to have. Oh, so what does that mean? I need to be picking up the phone or emailing people and following up, and just having a plan like that is huge. And even like when I was working with Darren in the spring, he told me to talk to my dad about kind of getting the emotion out of it, which it's like my business. I want to hang on to it, but you have to remove the personal touch to it in order to see perspective. Like, where do you want to be? Do you want to own this for the rest of your life? Do you want to sell it at some point? So when I talked to my dad, he's like, when I started the business, like, I didn't know anything about awnings. I had to learn everything. Well, that helped me understand, okay, so I may not know what I'm doing here. No, it just helped get the feelings out of it. Definitely.
Okay. And how has that helped you? How has that helped you now, like looking at it? I mean, you said, it sounds like I can explain it, but in your mind, if you had to compare it to looking at everything from emotional, personal standpoint, what has that done for your stress level or your mental well-being now?
Good question. I would say I'm still in it, I'm still passionate about it, but I can leave if I need to. I am planning a vacation for the first time in like 2 years. My dad and I are traveling out west. We're going to be gone for a couple of weeks, and I may not have cell service. I don't care. Like,
congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited.
That's huge.
I know, big ball of twine, here we come, kind of thing, or whatever's out west. Yeah. Yellowstone, Old Faithful, it'll be fun. But at the beginning, I didn't know that I would be able to take a vacation until like 5 years down the line. The way I was going, it didn't work out. And now I'm planning it. I am putting it on my calendar and making it happen. And I'm working on my goals like weekly and daily to get me to that point where I can say to my team, you guys have this, and I don't have the emotion attached to it. So I hope that answers your question.
It does. That does. I think I want to reiterate for those of you watching this live or listening, understand one, what planning does for you and following the plan, but you follow the plan better when you have somebody holding you accountable. And if you have somebody holding you accountable, it's really uncomfortable at the beginning because we are like cats and we don't like to be herded. But when you're a cat and you're herded, you're headed in the right direction. You know where everything needs to go and how it all works. And then you can go sit on the top of the sofa in the sun when you want to. I mean, it's definitely something that I think more people need to understand. These are not meant to be added costs or added stress. It's going to be different in the beginning because it's just like physical activity. When you have a coach and you have physical activity going, you're going to be out of shape in the first few months, period. And then you're going to keep going, and that coach is going to hold you accountable to that plan. And then once you keep that plan going, all of a sudden it gets easier and easier and easier. And then your coach says, hey, you actually need to take a week off. Like, you have to look at it from the standpoint of coaching helps you get to be better emotionally, mentally, physically, however you categorize your wellness wheel. It makes it happen for you.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
and I'm even going to be as bold to say that I want to double my revenue from last year in 2021. I'm going to say that because that's my goal. Like, you have to set some big goals and go after them. Life's too short to just float along and just be average.
So you're gonna.
It sounds like in the last year and a half.
Yeah, big deal.
This is a big deal. Yeah,
I'm gonna double again.
Live here first.
And if we hit a casino on the out west, I want to double everything out there too. We'll see what happens.
These are good plans. These are. Good
I don't know
plans.
about that. Yeah. But.
All right. Well, Michael, you've been very quiet. I don't know why. I mean, I understand.
Who tells that story better? I mean, come on. What do I need? What do I need to add? She just said everything, and better than I do, which is accurate and typical. I think the biggest.
I didn't want to say that, but yes.
I mean, don't worry, I got it. Some of the biggest things I heard in there was like, okay, so we were having fun with the Tasmanian Devil to the Roadrunner, right? You're putting in the energy. It's whether or not it has a direction, right?
Yeah.
Tasmanian Devil's got the same spinning. We're going to put in our physics here. Same spinning speed, but it's going this way and it's causing a problem, right?
Yeah.
Turn that thing 90 degrees and now we're off and running. And that's what something like a plan does. And somebody holding you accountable so you don't like tip back to the old ways, right? And the other point you made, Susie, which was huge, is it's an investment, it's a commitment, because it's going to hurt at first, right? Like we talked about physical growth. It's going to hurt at first. And if you stop because it hurts, you never get there. You never get through the rough part to the great part. And that's change, right? We all know this. Producer Brian will surface our episode about how change hurts, but it's great to hear that validated. And on the other side of it is things like 2x growth twice, 10x team, bigger clients, better clients, more fun projects. Oh, and a 2-week vacation with a giant ball of twine shots in a casino. Like, that's a destination I am down for, right? I mean, that's what we want. We all want that big, beautiful future. And some of us are spinning sideways when we could be spinning forwards.
Yeah, that is so true.
What are some things prior to this whole journey? Now that you've helped to explain it, that looking backwards, it's like I wish I had when.
I
like, what do you wish you'd known?
I wish I would have started handing off things sooner. Maybe working with Spirity sooner too, just to get the plan, because I really wasn't planning. And I still have a lot of work to do with the plan. When I'm out west, I am going to have my notebook with me and I am going to think big and come up with ideas and just let my brain go free. Whereas right now it's cluttered, and I'm so looking forward to that alone. And I think that's part of the thing that my company does for other clients, so
Right.
We take that overwhelm, like we help them sleep better at night because they don't have to worry about this stuff. And so it's full circle. Like we help others, they help us, and life is good.
Michael, what do you always say? You say plan the work and work the plan?
Plan the
And
work,
brain
work the
dump.
plan. Brain dump and plan tomorrow today. Because once tomorrow comes, it's too late.
Totally.
All of that. So I like to let my brain go free. Like what you're talking about is the kinds of things that just coaching calls earlier today was, I would love it if it won't it be great when I'm really hoping that. And I'm like, okay, back it up. What's the plan? What's the plan? So he said, I just need to make more time to plan. I said, try again. I am going to schedule time to plan. Correct. Like it's a subtle difference, but it makes a big difference because the plan is back to the plan. We've been hitting this, folks. How many times Brian's may or may not have a tally going on this. If he did, he's on page 3 of the notebook, right? You need the plan enables the outcome. You grow because you have a plan to grow, right? Or you might be growing without a plan, in which case it's not organized and it's the chaos.
Yeah.
Better outcomes come from better planning, just flat out. Pretty sketchy. Thank you. Even a sketchy plan is better than no plan. Wait, can I shake? I don't know if it's right. Is that right? That is right, right? Okay, Brad, what do you think? Maybe future debate. Is a sketchy plan better than no plan? Ooh. I like that as I'm saying it, I don't know. I made the claim and I kind of pulled back on the period because I wasn't sure. I turned it into an ellipsis. It
depends. What's your definition of sketchy?
What's my definition of sketchy? What's your definition of sketchy? Right?
The way I drew the United States one time and got made fun of for about a month and a half.
That was the definition of sketchy. Like I'm bad at geography, but that was the definition of sketchy. Yeah. All right. So
anyway,
Susie, you get to weigh in. What do you think?
Yeah.
No plan. So stack rank, right? No plan, sketchy plan, actual plan.
Totally in that order. You have to have a plan of some sort, even if it's sketchy. Totally.
There it is. Tie broken.
I'm a fan. Yep.
Done. You heard it. There it is. From the expert herself.
Yeah.
Truly.
I guess.
Right.
Yeah. I am the expert in planning.
You are. People come to you. Okay. People come to you and
accountability in action, friend. You just witnessed the little devil and the little angel on Susie's shoulders.
Get him out of here. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Susie, you said it. You help other people do this. Like if you meet a business owner who doesn't have a plan or a team and know how to use them, right? What do you help them there?
Yeah.
You're an expert in this stuff. You are. And the proof is in the results, people. Right. And I think I'm just saying this quickly to you and those who are in that same space, right? We think we're not experts because we're so close to it. It feels easy to us.
Yeah.
Right. You were there for the whole journey. So it looks easy.
Yeah. I think it's hard because that imposter syndrome comes up. Like, who am I to say I'm an expert at this? But I have a lot of experience, I guess, in that. Yeah.
Experience, expert, they're in the same neighborhood and results back it up.
Yeah.
Somebody says they're an expert and they have a lot of experience, but they don't have the outcomes to show for it. Now I'm calling for credentials, right? But
there you go.
Got it. You've absolutely got it. And that comes from you working your plan, which means it's not just you put in the effort too.
Yeah.
Right. Plan on paper is half the story, but unless you put in the grind and turn that spin into forward motion. Anyway, I know we're trying to hit the wrap. So I just keep trying to tell Susie how awesome she is. And one of these days she's going to agree with me.
Maybe.
Susie is pretty awesome. I don't think she needs to tell you. There you go.
There we go.
Hey, Susie, so we're closing out. I want to make sure everybody knows how to get a hold of you. So if you could tell us where they can go specifically to find out more about what you do, who you are, all that good stuff. Where should they go?
It's not 867-5309. Some people say, but it's not. You can find me. My website is susiemoon.net, SUSIEMOON.net. And on my website, we just added a new feature of networking opportunities that are available, that you can go to the calendar, just click on networking and you'll find the calendar there, and you can click on the item and check it out. And you can even list your own networking opportunities there. I just want to be a resource for people because I love connecting. I love networking and just finding people that have talent and finding people that need that talent. I love that. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So I would recommend you take a look at her site. Specifically, the page she's talking about with events is susiemoon.net/network-events, if you're one of the people who like to go directly to that URL. But it's susiemoon.net/network.
Networking-events.
Let me double check that to make sure, because I want to make sure I get it correct. Looking at it is networking-event. Thank you.
Yep. Sure.
Networking-events. So take a look, go look
awesome
it up.
Resource.
There's some great stuff on Susie's site as a whole. And I know Susie will help you out a lot, especially if you're one of those people who, like Susie herself, is struggling to learn how to delegate all the things that you're not good at. We've been talking about the 80-20. We've been talking about all that stuff. Remember, do the 20 that makes the 80, delegate the other 80, right? This is also why planning is important. This is also why having a coach like Michael is important, who has awesome tools to help you hold accountable when you can't get a hold of Michael, or maybe you don't want to deal with Michael that day. You just look at the software. The software won't talk back to you. It's one of those things that will help, but take a look at it. So with that, I want to say thank you, Susie. Is there any last words of wisdom you'd like to leave our listeners and viewers with?
Just be great to your clients because they'll be great to you. One sent me a chicken in the mail because I'm a big fan. Saw one at Quick Trip, loved it. Now I have a chicken hat. So
wait, your clients are sending you gifts?
Yes, they are.
Okay,
they're
that's
amazing.
that's the entrepreneur win right there.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that one the next time.
All right.
But thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, and thank you for tolerating our sketchiness, because that's it tends to be what we do, I suppose.
Well, good. I feel you.
And with that, friends, we do have to say goodbye. If you did like the show, share it with others. If you're watching it live, share it on social media. If you're listening to it on a podcast, take a screen capture, tag us in a post. We'd love to hear from you as well. info@sketchyideashow.com. And if you didn't like the show, tell us that too. We want to make sure that these things are valuable to those of you who are listening. Or if you like more information on this stuff, we do have some cool stuff planned coming up for starting in July. And if you're unaware, next week is our 50th episode. So we've got some big things planned, we're going to make some magic happen starting in July to make all of these things a little more accessible to you. So I'm just going to leave that out there for you to listen to. So with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us on Sketchy Ideas. And just remember, because it's a sketchy idea doesn't mean it's not worth exploring. We'll see you next week for 50. Take care.